now.
I just don't know when to get it.
Do you have a person, an
They told me
AP person?
It's gonna be 6 months. And I'm just like,
How long has it been?
well, I was hoping to get it like 2 weeks after it was done. I hit him up. I was
Wishful
like,
thinking.
well, I'd never done that.
Within
Never
6
not-
months is wild. Payment terms in 6 months.
Okay, we're live, just so y'all.
Yeah, so I'm like, hopefully for the holidays.
Okay,
Nice.
you can get started whenever. Let me just.
Then we're like, everyone can hear us. Okay. Kathy, don't forget to get a yoga mat.
Oh, no, trust me. My yoga mat, I loved it, but it broke in half and it was super long.
Yeah,
So I was just like, I need a new one, and I haven't gone out to go.
there you go. Now you got an army yoga mat.
A
Good
yoga.
timing, right?
Yeah.
Perfect time.
Push that over for check off. Because I'm on
Christmas
Zoom.
meal.
Verna's having problems with her audio, but she's listening.
Thanks, Verna.
You realize how close I was to the owl.
Mhm.
Whole face was on her.
It will move around.
It'll move
So
around.
Miriam
As you
is,
see,
Miriam
yeah.
is excused absence, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it's called an owl.
It makes,
Oh,
It goes around.
it's
It's voice
360 there.
activated, I'm guessing.
yeah. There you
360
Good morning,
there.
Kay.
go. Mhm.
Can you hear me?
It might be
Oh,
tall.
no. Okay. We're too close to each other.
Yeah.
Are you probably going to the tree lighting? this
Yes.
afternoon? Okay, I'll be there as well.
Me too.
Like in the cold.
Tree lighting in Warwick
Yeah.
Square there. Last year, Eleazar. Last year, Eleazar had me represent, that's why.
Ah, yeah, I'll be there.
Making sure you, I figured you were probably going. Good morning, Diane. Now, I usually promote everybody.
Oh, I don't think.
I can do that on here somewhere or other, I remember, right?
Yeah. Do you want to
Go to
click on
the-
participants?
Sorry.
You can click here on participants. I'll get a time it. Okay.
It just makes it easier in the long run.
Yeah, and then you'll go to attendees. Oh, so then you have to click on the dot, 3 dots,
Huh?
on the 3 dots,
Mhm.
come up to 10 on the. And then she has.
Hello.
And then Diane. Hi, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
Where is she?
Hi.
You? Where are you? Oh, you're in Amsterdam?
No, I'm in Potsdam.
Oh, wait, where's that? Sure. No.
It's a little southwest of Berlin.
Oh, okay.
So we're in the main square. And,
Oh, man. Christmas, holiday season in Germany must be nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's actually, and it's also really cold.
Same here. So, I mean, we're over there, but same here.
Yeah, so I'm actually not going to be able to stay for most of the meeting because I totally booked it for the wrong day and walking around outside in the cold, not super commodious to attending a meeting. But I wanted to at least drop in and apologize in person.
All right.
If you wind up needing me for quorum, shoot me a text and I can hop in if you need that.
What, Mary, you don't, Mary doesn't have any results, right?
No, we don't have
Okay.
any residents, but
Okay.
we may want to talk about one.
All right. Well, like I said, I can, if I need to, I can hop in, but I don't think I can, stay on for the whole meeting. But I can stay on for a few minutes.
That's kind
It
of
looks
cool.
like I'm filming a horror movie. I'm just walking around in a medieval town here. Yeah. Coming up on the Großplatz. And, yeah.
Deborah, she can video in.
Yeah, you can make all panelists if you like them.
I was hoping Joseph would be on already, but
I'm here,
The
Mary.
first night of Hanukkah. Oh, there you are. There you are.
look at that. All right, cool.
Tell me if it's good. Sorry, I should have given you.
My guess is no, because I think the weekend.
Joseph, I think I promoted everybody that wanted to be promoted. Let's see, is that two? Let me check on those two.
We'll see. I'm gonna send it over. Who's on tomorrow?
It says Diane Ashley's not on.
And Diane. Okay, Ashley's
Let me
gonna
make,
monitor Diane, okay.
Joseph, I'll make you a co-host just in case. All right. Just in case I have to step out and need help.
Hey, Yosef, are you on? Can you hear me?
I'm on, I hear you.
Check it out. Chabad of Potsdam, Germany is about to fire up their Chanukiah,
That's very cool.
right? Not what I expected.
Oh, Diane's up. Yeah, everyone is upgraded now. Frequent flyers are all here.
According to
I'm
this-
in, thank you.
Okay. Diane is on, okay. Deborah, I think you have to turn on your video yourself. Right?
Yeah.
My video is on. Were you talking to me?
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, good. No, because on the chat. Okay. All right, so let's call this meeting to order at 10:40 a.m. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to CB12's Committee for Concerns of the Aging. This is a hybrid meeting, and this is December 7th, 2023. And so again, welcome everybody. Let's do some introductions just to the committee members at this point. So I'm Mary Anderson. I'm the chair of this aging committee. And we have Joseph Kalinsky.
I am Yosef. I'm the assistant chair.
Okay, and Liz?
Hi, Liz Ritter. I'm a member of the board and a member of the committee. Good to see you all.
James?
Good morning, James Bosley, member of the committee, member of the board, and also traffic and transportation. Good morning, everyone.
Carol Weeks?
Good morning, everyone from Dykeman Senior Center, public member of the board here.
Good morning, welcome. And Dory?
Good morning, Mary. Good morning, everyone. It's Lily.
Good morning, everyone. Dory Garcia, Executive Director, ARC 16 Full Washington, Inc., White Coal Treasurer, and a public member of this committee.
Thanks, Dory.
Good morning, Mary. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Lilia.
Lily, my connect. Thank you.
Okay. Since we got a little bit of a late start and I'm aware of people's time, I want to forego the introductions of everyone else that's joined. And we can do more of that as people come on to ask or answer questions. I'd like to move ahead with our presentation. We have a presentation from folks working at the Armory Foundation. We have Glennis Aquino Gill, who is a former member of the community board and of this committee. Yay!
Good morning, everyone.
Nice to have you back in this room.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be back. Good to be
And Alberto, I'm sorry, I don't have your full information.
I can introduce myself. My name is Alberto. I'm the Director of Youth Programming at the Armory. Got lots to talk about.
Your last name?
Aquino.
Aquino, awesome. Okay, I wasn't sure if I had that correct. Okay, and you're the Director of Youth Program.
Youth
Okay,
Programming.
cool. So the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. So we wanted to come by today. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having us. Talk a little bit about community programming at the Armory. I will start with our adult training and senior training programs. We have Seniors Aim High at the Armory, which we started last August and has been hugely successful. So it's an open program that we work with CUIMC with in their AIM program, which is accessing their clients or, their patients. And they bring the clinic, the AIM clinic for the hospital, brings their patients in through referrals of their doctors to, train, do yoga, breathing exercises at the Armory. Mary is a part of that program. And I think she can attest to how much fun and how great it is. We have over 600 seniors currently registered for the program, and we open our doors every Tuesday. And in the off season, we do it twice a week. And the seniors come in from 10 a.m. to about 11:30, 12 p.m. every Tuesday. And they have their fitness session in the morning. And then around 11:30, the doctors from the AIM program come in and address different topics that might be of interest to the community. It's been really fantastic. We've had great turnout, and we're hoping to grow the program over time to potentially a permanent 2 days a week. We also have regular adult training 5 days a week that the community is also welcome to. And for that, it's 50% off for seniors. Actually, for seniors, it's a deeper discount. You pay $100 for the entire season for access during the hours of training, and 50% off for the day rate, which would be $5. We also have track meet admission to anyone in the community, Washington Heights and Inwood, for free. You just have to come in and show proof of residence, and you can come in with your family, your friends, and enjoy a track meet throughout the season. You can find our schedule on our website, armorytrack.org or armory.nyc. And then I'm going to pass it over to Alberto, who will talk a little bit about our youth programming for the community.
Sure. So I have the lucky job of working with children all the way from ages 6 to 14. We have programs that are directly to serve the community of Washington Heights, Inwood, and Harlem. We currently have a free after-school program that runs from October to May, where we welcome and open our doors to children who come in. Right now, we have over 600 kids registered for that program. We have 20 coaches who work with the kids on the track through drills, stretches, games, and activities. We try to warn people we're not making Olympians or track stars. We are aiming to develop physical abilities, make the kids stronger, faster, have more agility, flexibility, but also develop some self-confidence in themselves and their physical abilities. We have kids from over 50 schools represented. It's a social program. Kids get to build brand new relationships with people their age group, but also different coaches. So that program, again, is free. We are still accepting new students, kids as young as 2nd grade all the way to 8th grade. We also have academic programs at the Armory. So our academic programs, we're almost full. Oh, I see Ashton has kids that participate there. That's awesome. I love that. So just to add about a little bit more about the program, it's called City Track and Little Feet. We try to have special events every month to really get the kids motivated, again, for building that lifelong passion. This year, our students are participating in this month, our students are participating in 2 track meets. Next month, we'll be having an event where we invite doctors to come in and work out with the kids, build some positive experiences with them. The month after that, we're going to have some professional athletes come in and exercise with the kids. Those professional athletes are world champions, collegiate champions, Olympians. And then we even have a Paralympian come in. And then in the following months, we have days where we invite firefighters and police officers. We invite elected officials. This month, we're trying to get a group called Guiding Eyes for the Blind, where they have people who have sight disabilities, and they pair them up with dogs, and they teach them how to run long distances independently or dependently with each other. So we have lots of fun things for the young people. On the academic side, we work with kids from grades 4 through 8, about 60 kids total. We still have space for about 10 more kids. And we teach them about financial markets by participating in a game called the stock market game. And we also do Lego robotics. So we're doing some fun things. We work closely with the superintendent's office in the district, where we try to offer programming that is unique and special and different. And the big goal is just to make sure that kids are enjoying learning new things. Those are the biggest things that we offer the community on the academic and athletic side. And again, we do have space for more. So if you have any children or families that you think might be interested, please pass them along our way. The earlier, the better. We have a 6-week summer program that's free, which a lot of parents are usually very excited about, but we give that has a very low amount of, we have limited capacity for that. So the kids who we invite are the ones who are already in our academic programming, because as many of you know, the longer you stay with the program, the greater the benefits. But again, my name is Alberto. I'm at the Armory 5 days a week. You can ask me at the front desk. I usually be able to talk.
Great. And we have all this information in our resource guide, which we'll leave hard copies here at the office, and we will email to all of the committee members, and you can distribute as you see fit to everyone. It has all the information for all of our programming and the contact info for who you need to reach out to sign up or inquire.
Okay. You send that to me, I can send it out to the committee members, so other people who are interested in getting it. Committee members, are there any questions?
Dory's
or otherwise?
seniors come to AIM. Nice. Question? We also have let me touch on it since we're here, the SUNY Attain Lab. So at the Armory. So if they have services for career services, academic services, tech services, digital literacy, resume help. It's really a great resource for the community, and it's open to everyone. They've changed their hours around a bit because they just reopened for in-person. They were remote for a really long time. They literally just opened a couple of months ago. And they have a new program lead. Her name is Lillian Rodriguez. She's really fantastic. She's shifted so she can have more late night hours to accommodate for, people after work and all that. But I also encourage everyone to stop by and check out all of the different programs. It's a great resource for anyone trying to do career prep or resume prep. They do all kinds of certifications, they do all kinds of language help, they teach English, they teach different languages actually. So if you know of anyone or want to stop by for any of their services, it's also on this resource guide, all the information. And we have Children's Aid, they have their own program in the building for family wellness. I believe they actually have a kitchen in there where they teach families how to make nutritious meals. And you do that through Children's Aid, but the contact info is also on our resource guide if you want to find out more information from them as well.
And if I could add one thing about the SUNY Attain Lab, we have a group of doctors who are reaching out because a lot of their patients did not know how to start an email or did not have access to a printer. So the SUNY Attain Lab, if you know anybody in your community who is similar, who doesn't have the tech skills to navigate Gmail or even have a printer, the SUNY Attain Lab has been very welcoming towards residents of the community to come in and get that support.
Great. Anyone else, any questions from anybody?
And for the AIM, it's like drop-in style, like you can just.
So you have to do, so you can come in drop-in style. So you come in, you register at the front desk and we take your information and then you're good to go. Yeah, it's a very easy process. When you walk in, the registration process takes maybe 5 minutes. We have a few people at the front desk for those drop-ins to make sure, it's a seamless process. And it's really just turned out to be a fantastic program. We do giveaways throughout the year. We give them shirts and sneakers and all kinds of goodies, kind of to incentivize people to keep coming back. And, it's also a great opportunity to socialize. It's not just for the movement aspect of it, to get people on the track and moving. It's really a great program. I'll circulate also a video that we created a couple of weeks ago. We do special things for the holidays and different, we did something for Halloween and we'll do something for the holidays now. So, keep everyone excited and coming back. That's our goal.
And, yeah, I mean, I've been there. I didn't start right away because it happened that when it started, I was upstate on vacation during the summer. It started in August
of last year, right?
So, when I came back, I immediately
jumped right in.
I've been there ever since. Of course, I had a break when I was in rehab after my foot surgery. But guess what? I had a couple of visits from people from the program. I had a special delivery of one of the shirts actually.
That's right.
So I'm good to go. But yeah, it's a great program and it's a social thing too, because a lot of us were involved in other programs that were in existence before COVID that are no longer happening.
Right.
And people were reaching out. A lot of people reached out to me and said, what's going on? What can we do? How can we get this program back? And then, so I've been, getting people to come to the Tuesday exercise group. And the nicest thing that people comment about it is the addition of the presentations by the doctors from the AIM clinic about the variety of things that are important to seniors.
Right. And an opportunity to get in front of a doctor and ask a couple of questions about whatever, you might need. It's really a unique opportunity. We welcome everyone from the community who can make it to come on in and, take part.
And there are fun times. I mean, we had some of the electeds come.
Right. Yes.
Dancing and
there's dancing every time. It's really great. It's really great.
Can I ask a question also? Just trying to, so on, I just looked quickly at the website on a random Sunday. If people wanted to see what was going on there or get involved, how is there? I see there's a calendar for like the professional meets and stuff like that, but is there? Am I missing that on the calendar? Like, if I wanted to go Sunday at 12 o'clock, what would I? Is there anything for me to do there?
You'd probably encounter a track meet. So during track season, which runs November to about early April or end of March, really, we have track meets 7 days a week outside of special events or things like the AIM program or City Track and Little Feet, our other programming that's going on. But Outside of those programs, it's track. So on a Sunday at 12 o'clock, you'd encounter either a new meet or a transition from one meet. Some days we have 2 meets a day. So this is, right now, we're in the thick of it for track season. We're
Okay.
pretty much
And
track out.
and anyone can come in and watch? Or
Yep.
that's all.
If you're from the community, Washington Heights, Inwood, and Harlem, you
Yeah.
show residents and it's free to come in and watch track meet. Everyone else, it depends on the meet. It can vary from a couple of bucks to 10 or 15 bucks to come in as a spectator. But yeah, the neighborhood, the community is welcome for free to watch all of our meets.
But the seniors AIM program is only on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
So if you're interested in that, that's right now during the off season, during the season.
during the track season. Yeah. So that happens every Tuesday morning, simultaneously with our adult practice. And that's also free of charge, the AIM program.
And that's, to watch the track meets, it's any of the track meets that are happening.
Correct. You just pop in at the front desk where you would normally buy a ticket. You just show proof of residence, say you're from the neighborhood, and they let you in. It's a lot of fun. I would highly suggest, if you haven't been inside to see a track meet, come on in, and it's an experience.
Yeah.
And there have been times too when the seniors aim high folks are invited to participate and do a little demo at some of these track meets.
Right. And we've tried to have events where we combine the program. So we'll do the seniors program with the city track program and get the kids and the seniors on the track together. A lot of energy between the two groups.
And it always amazes me that people that are much older than I am, and others who have disabilities, are just as active as anybody else. I mean, I see them,
Yeah.
tromping around on the track, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
I can do it, I can do it.
That's right.
So-
That's right.
Anyone else have any comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none. I thank you both.
Thank you for having us. And if there's any questions, you can reach out to Mary. She has all of our contact info, or Catherine.
Yeah.
And shoot us an email, give us a call, drop by. We're there usually Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends, sometimes. Thank you for having us.
Okay, great. So you're welcome to stick around or not. I know you have.
We're gonna head out.
Yeah.
But thank you for having us.
Just in case if you're on the way.
about the space in the program.
Of course. All right. Take care. This is Richard Ullman, one of our committee members.
Miriam's on Zoom.
Huh?
Miriam's on the Zoom.
Ah, Miriam, welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome, Richard.
Good morning.
All right, so moving right along, we'll follow the agenda here. We're up to future speakers and presentations. I actually have been working on and have confirmed a presentation for January, our January 4th meeting by a lady named Laura Whitehorn, who actually I met at the Aging Committee many years ago, when I first started attending the committee. She is a founder of an organization called RAPP, R-A-P-P. It stands for Releasing Aging People in Prison. This is an organization that was set up to try to get people released from prison as they have aged and have not committed any major crimes like murder or that kind of thing. So she's a very interesting lady. This is a very interesting program that has been, so like I said, going on for for a number of years. So that will be happening. After that, I don't have any thoughts about who might be presenting, but if anybody else has information or wants to share anything, please reach out to me. Any questions about that? Seeing none. We'll move on to old business. I can talk about the M3 bus route. The Traffic and Transportation Committee came up with a resolution, a proposal that's going to go to MTA to that they will hopefully agree to, that will set up the last northbound stop on the M3 bus. It's still going to go up Amsterdam, but instead of stopping at the park, which is the very northern sort of route, is having the last stop come down towards the 193rd Street southbound stop, which is the first stop going southbound. Just a little ways up from that, where St. Nicholas and Audubon meet, so that it's an easier walking route for the seniors who live in that area. If anyone's interested, I can forward the proposal to you. I know that the board members have that. If anybody else wants to get that, let me know. I guess I need to go into the time of meeting survey. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I had an old business. I don't know if folks saw the elevator at 181 on the A line opened yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday officially. Today's the press conference, and that includes a new mural there. So.
Includes what?
A new mural.
Yeah, I just came through the station and they were starting to gather.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Thank you for that. So at our last meeting, there was discussion, brief, about the time of our meeting. And it was suggested that I send out a survey to the board members, to the committee members, I'm sorry, about the times that were possibly suggested. One was an earlier time, starting at probably 9 a.m. One other option was to leave it as it is. And third option being having an evening meeting. Which, if we did that, it would have to be on a different day of the week, because there are already 2 evening meetings on the first Thursday of the month. So basically what happened is most people voted to leave it as it is. We had Dory and Carol voting as their number one choice to have it earlier. There were 2 people who had it as their second choice, Richard and James. Leaving it as it is at 10:30, we had Elizabeth, James, and Joseph as their number one choice. And evening meeting, Richard had it as number 1, and James had it as number 3. I left myself out of voting because I'm equally, okay with any of the three of them.
Right, so can you say that again? How many people wanted earlier?
I'm sorry,
How many wanted the 9 o'clock?
two. That's the
Two.
number one choice.
And how many people said to keep it at the same?
10:30, we were three people.
Okay, so if anyone swings, they could also
And I'm
change.
talking about as their number one choice.
Right.
So it was 2, 3, and 1.
Mary, I'm not remembering exactly what I wrote. Did you say the evening was my first choice?
Yes.
I think,
And you
I
had
think I actually.
9 a.m. as your second, no, 9 a.m. as your second choice.
Can you switch those two?
Okay. So Richard is changing his vote to number one as the not for the 9 a.m. So there's 3 for 9 a.m., 3 for 10:30. And not everyone voted.
Well, so I suggest two things. One is, do we want to take into account others that are regulars to our meetings from representing the senior centers? I'm curious if it's hard for them to be there at 9 o'clock or not.
The two people who voted for the earlier were two of the people were Dory and Carol, and then Richard as well. So the senior center people.
Okay, I would be open to swinging my vote, or at least maybe we alternate. Like maybe we try it out 1 month if we're allowed to do that.
I think alternating might be an issue for the board, the office staff. That's number one. Number two, we'd also have to make sure that we can do it if we're going to do a 9 a.m. If we want to do a 9 a.m. meeting, that would work with the office staff.
Oh, okay. So wait, we just lost the Madam Chair. Where did
Well,
Catherine go?
we can talk to Madam Chair, but really it would be Ebenezer and then the assistants in the office who would be.
Okay. Well, I don't know what they're contracted for.
Yeah, well, I think they alternate their working hours depending on when they have, because somebody has to be here for the evening meetings as well.
Yeah. And maybe 9:30 is a better cushion, but that still would make it quote unquote early.
I don't know. Dora, Carol, what do you think? Chime in.
For me, it's fine. So anything that is before 10:30, because if I'm driving, it's because of the parking. It gets harder and harder, especially in Washington Heights. If I'm in Harlem, it's a lot easier for me to do Zoom. So the earlier 9 o'clock when we all start, 9:30 will be better.
Okay, Richard?
I'm just finding, I've made it for a couple meetings, 10:30 in person. I'm finding it really hard to do because it's a question of going to work and coming back from there.
Right.
I will probably, if we stick with this, I'll probably join the Zoomers next month.
Right. I mean, that happens to me today. I have a meeting that I have to leave for, be at 12:00. So
Right.
yeah, it does make it hard depending on the month.
All right, so
So I'm
let's
I'm
go
happy.
with the 9 a.m.
Okay.
Let me investigate after in the next executive meeting. If 9 a.m. is possible for the staff. Okay, Ebenezer will be back from vacation, Chair of the board will be there. If that's acceptable to everyone.
I mean, I see Toby's comment. I wonder, and we haven't been too successful post-COVID. Pre-COVID, we were going into the senior centers 4 meetings, we were having more seniors present at the meetings. If that is a factor now or in the future, I don't know how active the seniors are to be out and about to come to a meeting at 9 a.m. Maybe they are. I don't know. I'm only asking a question. But is that a factor in this decision? Because I remember often we do it 10:30 and we're done by 12. Then they go straight to lunch or whatever activities are going on at 12 o'clock. Those are the memories I have from pre-COVID.
Yeah.
You raise a good point. I'm not sure that we did ever have the meetings at 9 o'clock at Dyckman. I know we gave our,
Yeah.
So I think that's a very valid point. One of my reasons for for choosing 9 o'clock, I'm on Mary's case, as she knows. I'm worried about the in-person part that we're committed to in this hybrid situation. Who's with you today, for instance? Actually, on the side.
Just Richard's there today.
Just Richard there today. So I said to Mary, I want to be I want to be cooperative and be able to come. And that's very good at 9 o'clock. But you're raising the point for the seniors. It's at a meeting, but that could be at a different time, the meetings that we have at Dyckman or wherever.
Correct. Right now, that doesn't seem to be our focus.
Be here at 9 o'clock. They'd be here more likely at 10:30 for that occasion. So that's why I really chose early, because you wouldn't have to go to your site and then go back. I was thinking of the in-person, because someday I think this Zoom is going to be off the radar. I'm not sure. What's your thought on that, Mary?
Mhm.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Mary, can I raise something for that?
Go ahead.
And I don't want to make it too much of a tangent, but next week, is it next week, the 14th? Yeah,
Yeah.
the 14th, Mark Levine, our borough president, is hosting a public hearing about open meeting law and community boards. And essentially, it's going to be a hearing, and there is link. You know what? I'll be sure to reshare that with all of our public members, because I only sent it to the board members, which is to submit testimony. And I know when it comes to this committee in particular, obviously attendance in person is trickier because it's in the day, but Zoom has worked, but like having the ability to have participants on Zoom is really key. And so I'm sharing this, and this isn't just for public members or board members to submit testimony. I think it invites all of you to submit about, what's this future like, right? Can we do solely Zoom? Can we choose when we want to do hybrid, right? Like being able to give us that choice, however you feel, is going to be especially important, especially for this committee. I think that has seen success over COVID with Zoom. So I just wanted to share that out. I'll be sure to recirculate the link. It is in person, but you can participate on Zoom if you want to hear the hearing, or you can just submit testimony.
That's very helpful. Yeah, and you've heard from us before, as particular to this committee, the desire to remain on Zoom. As you see, that's how we get our participants. Parenthetically and relatedly, I just wanted to raise, for those that are representing senior locations, why do we not set up a Zoom location in whatever place that's a social gathering at 10:30 when we have our meetings, to have seniors just watch and participate? Is that something that can be arranged? Is that a good idea, a bad idea? Again, meaning whether we go to a senior center for our meeting or not, why don't we have viewings, quote unquote, at the senior centers during our meetings once a month?
Doable.
Yeah, if it's of interest, we can have the office staff coordinate that better. The other thing I sent it again, I'm going to make sure to add all of our public members to the list for board members, because it's important information for you to have. We did the pilot with service design studio. They're part of New York City, Economic Development Corporation. But essentially their work is to improve public engagement with city agencies. And we were the first community board to partner with them about exploring, you know, how can we get more people at our meetings? And that was precisely one of the ways. And I think that the office staff has the ability, we can bring things to make our meetings more special in person, right? We have access to so many city agencies that, even if it's like a giveaway at the meeting or pulling in specific services that might be helpful. So whether that's like a tabling service or a one-on-one that people want, I'm just saying like that, those are some of the recommendations that came in the report. And we do have the capacity, I think, to do that if we have enough time and know, like, if we do have a meeting at a senior center in the spring, that's something that we could do and plan towards, so.
Anyone else?
I think one of the real benefits of having it at the senior center was what I would call
I hear you very well, Carol.
Pardon? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but.
Oh. Well, wait a minute.
There you go. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're on mute now. You're on mute now.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I really looked forward to the meetings at our center. It was very, what should I say, positive. People know what I mean. There was a good vibe, a very good vibe in the whole thing. And I just wanted to say that whatever time that would work, the in-person factor, I would emphasize more than the Zoom, only because we lose something. That's my feel. I don't know how the rest of you feel.
Mary?
But
I think what we're running into here is really legitimate and good things bumping up against other really good and legitimate things that at least at this point, there isn't a simple solution to it. I mean, it's pretty easy to make the case on board member convenience, on the importance of involving more seniors, and board member convenience isn't similar. I think Kathy hit on something important. If we can impact the open meetings law in any way, and I mean, my first thought is that there's maybe even a compromise there, so that meetings, say, that start before 6 p.m. during what's most people's workday would be legitimate for board members to attend on Zoom. Evening meetings, maybe not. Is there any, Kathy, is there any room in there for exceptions in the short term?
No. Until they change it or make it, because the problem is that it's blanket for all agencies. And what I think a lot of us are looking for is that the state make changes for volunteer bodies like ours. We're not the only quote unquote board. And so, yeah, I think until we can kind of impact the law, we're really kind of stuck within the hybrid, either hybrid or 100% in person. So we'll see. But I mean, that's why we're also monitoring a lot of our attendance and looking at the data of our meetings to see what impact hybrid has had since it went in place this year.
okay. Lots of input. Let's see what we can do. Make it easier, at least for the moment, to make it easier for the committee members to stay involved. So. All right, there's some information coming up in the chat from Lady from the Star Senior Center. I have kind of put myself on the word's not coming to me, I'm sorry. Put myself on the spot, I guess, to as we have done in the past when we had programming during the holidays for the seniors, and we held it at Isabella. But the aging committee was involved, you know, with that programming. We actually had we organized some seniors from the community and from Isabella actually to do some activities at that presentation. Now that we're not able to have that program at Isabella, at least right now, Star Senior Center is planning their holiday event for their seniors at the Star Senior Center on December 21st. And the aging committee, I spoke for the aging committee and said that we would certainly support that event. Since I'm the president of the board of directors at the Star Senior Center, I can come in from that angle as well to provide whatever we need to provide for that event. Might even be able to.
Do we have a flyer or a time?
Some other entertainment, I'm sorry.
When is the event?
December 21st.
Yeah, if they can send the flyer, right now. all the
From 11:30 to 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say all the flyers, and this was applicable, I think, to all the groups on the screen. The board's shifting how we do emails, so we're sending out emails once a week. We used to flood people's inbox. Very few people liked it. Most people hated it, so we're trying this out. And so it'll go out every Monday, but if you do have events, please send them to the CB12M email, which is on our website. And please send the flyer. And if you do have like a link for where people register or can see, you know, kind of like the Eventbrite, if you will, always send that link because we will direct people there. Again, every Wednesday is kind of our cutoff. And we're sending them every single Monday morning. So people will get events for the week. So please do send, and not just events, but resources too. So I think like the AIM clinic I didn't know about, or the Attain Lab. So if there's any kind of spotlight, if you will, resources that you want to share, that people may or may not be aware of, like services, please send that to that email. We're going to be circulating that. So if you're not on our listserv, definitely sign up so you can check it out.
And that goes for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, lady. Any other input on that? Okay. We're wondering if we can have the CB12, the logo on that flyer.
Yeah.
As a
yeah, I can If you put the email in the chat, I'll write it down, and when we're wrapped up, I'll forward the logo.
Okay, otherwise I have ladies' email information, so. Okay, now. That takes care of that. I have one more issue. Under new business. Carmen, I'm saying this as an example, but, it raised my hair and my feelings about, accessibility. Carmen de la Rosa had a town hall meeting about tenants' rights. It was held at St. Elizabeth's School on Wadsworth and 187. I went to it because I've had a lot of issues with my landlord and ongoing, I couldn't get in because it was not accessible. There's several stairs going up into the auditorium in the school. They have a side entrance, which also has some steps, not quite as many. But one of Carmen's people, that works with her, came and said, hold on. The maintenance man says he has a ramp. Well, the stairs at a sharp angle going up. The ramp they brought out was a very short plank of wood. And I said, I don't think so. Because that was unsafe as well. So the nice gentleman said he would help me get up that ramp. And I said, you know what? No, I shouldn't have to go through this. And I was livid. So needless to say, I could not attend the event, which I really wanted to get to. And it was a cold evening, besides which. Taking my time getting up there on the bus. It took me an hour to get up there with waiting for the bus and all. So this brought up an important issue that I think needs to be addressed by the Aging Committee. I ran it by James Berlin too, and he thought a reso might be something to think about. Something that all venues need to be accessible and hybrid, because there was no hybrid option for that either. So I don't know what people think about that. I mean, that's me and my needs, but I'm not the only one.
Mary, I think you raised two issues, right? Like one, obviously when an elected or any representative or agency does an event, but also the fact that St. Elizabeth doesn't have, or it doesn't seem like they have an actual ramp as a school.
No, they don't. Not one that's
so I think like even
ADA accessible. It's not
yes, if the
ADA
committee
accessible.
does a reso, I think it could be a letter or a reso of about their accessibility, or to all the private the archdiocese schools.
Yeah.
We have a few up here.
Or if it's, like I say, held in a place that's not ADA accessible, then at least have it hybrid so that you can, since is that option at this point for many things. Anyone else have any thoughts? Committee members.
I wonder, Mary, if I don't know if it's more work than it's worth, but if a survey of places that are conveniently accessible could be taken so that people would really know when they're scheduling a meeting that they need to be sure that it is accessible. I think probably it was a lack of information. What do you think? I mean, why did this happen? Because of lack of information would be my take on it.
You know what, the answer I got was that they thought it was accessible. And what I said is thinking and knowing are two different things.
Exactly. So maybe a survey of places that would be used in the future could be circulated to people that would be scheduling meetings in the community. And then they would have to, if they said it was accessible and it wasn't, that would be not so good, obviously. But it seems like there was a lack of information here.
But whose job would that be?
Well, the survey could be done maybe by the board, by the community board. I don't know what the rest of you think, but then
I can I add to that? I like that because you're taking it in a positive direction instead of negative. Meaning it could be that there are venues that want to put out there that, hey, we're on the good list, right? We're on the list that are accessible, that if people want to be certain that their program is going to have accessibility, you choose from us. And then somehow, I don't know if it's a survey, but somehow they get together. The they is a very vague they, but somehow the venues, I don't know who would have a list of venues. If someone is looking to book something, or whether it's a elected official or otherwise, I would maybe speak to them, meaning who is booking these locations? It's all the people in the offices. Where do they know? How do they go? And maybe they put together the list. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if we're going to resolve this today, but I like the perspective of we come up with the good list. And then people know you want to be on the good list when you're booking venues. And if you're not on the good list, we're not going to book you because we're not certain there's going to be accessibility.
and the idea, if you are on the good list, it's a commitment. I mean, they made a commitment, and here's Mary that couldn't make the meeting, and she went to a lot of trouble to do it. So that was very, if you're on the good list, you're committed to having everything going right.
Right.
Richard?
Couple of different thoughts which sort of integrate that in a couple of different directions. That was a mistake, that meeting being scheduled there. It was done by an office that has a really good track record, both on this and just about every other thing that touches on inclusion. It seems to me that maybe the way to deal with there is just a direct contact, perhaps through the board chair with that office. Maybe it's a phone call rather than a letter, because I think it's an office that will do everything possible to do things in the right way going forward. In looking at doing a survey or something like that, my concern is a public institution like this trying to judge faith-based institutions. I think we get into a gray area in doing that. I do think we are in a position, though, maybe to send out a letter in a positive spirit, saying that this is a concern in the community. Are there some ways that we could work with you on making this possible? Now, if there's a school, a polling place, a public place that is not meeting accessibility standards, and I remember a couple of those that Edith Prentice took us through. Those, this board is in a position to speak to. I'm just sort of uncomfortable about trying to tell religious institutions what they should be doing.
Good point. Carol, Carol, I think you're muted. You're trying to say something.
Yeah. Don't Don't crucify me for calling it a survey. I would be willing to just say any way we can glean the information and get a reliable list. I don't want to have anyone think that the survey would be judgmental. Just would be a way of collecting information, but I'm sure there are many, a phone call or however, and it wouldn't necessarily have to be us that's doing it. But if we got a list from somewhere and somehow we would know. That's my only point. That we need the information, we need the reliability of information. I think. I don't know what the rest of you.
One other thought with that, if I may, I'm aware of in informal ways of other congregations that face the same set of issues. And it's really older buildings with limited funds, maybe declining membership, maybe not declining membership, and no access to public money, or at least limited access to public money. So to whatever extent we can, and the congregation I know best is actually working on, can we raise that money, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know, there may be some incentives that could be put out there. I don't think we know them as a committee, but there may be some incentives that are doable there.
Anyone else have any thoughts?
My only thought is that as much as this point, which is so critical, pertains to our committee, it pertains to the entire board. So it's not particular to us, and maybe it does need to be raised on the board level, and maybe someone has a better idea of how to address it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been sitting on it a while because of our general meeting. So I think at exec, we can talk about the possibility of a survey, and it seems like it's something that the staff can do, particularly because we are looking for the part-time outreach role. And so that I feel like that's a project that falls really well in line. We have lots of, lists of quote unquote vetted locations that are ADA accessible, but given that, we're on Zoom and there's different audio needs too, that's something that I think we also have to consider for that. So I think it sounds like a really great idea. And I think one that we've been kind of talking about at the board for a little bit now, of like what spaces and spaces and spaces. So I feel like it's a great time coming in the new year.
Richard?
I would make one more suggestion since we're talking about legislators here. There might be the possibility of creating some incentives for conversion. I mean, in a time of budget cutbacks, it's not great to suggest anything, but helping faith-based institutions to, and that would be appropriate for a community board resolution at some point, but helping faith-based institutions to convert to accessible spaces, to make their spaces more usable to the community. I mean, a smart legislator or legislative council could probably figure out how to craft some legislation like that.
Yeah. Certainly the church that I'm involved in, because I've been, hot on the topic of accessibility at my church, and finally, they've come up with some ways of trying to get funding for it, and we actually passed a resolution at the Traffic and Transportation Committee to approve adding a ramp on the side entrance to my church. So this is great news for me and the other people that are not able to go to church because of, because of not being accessible. I mean, I have to go through all kinds of shenanigans to get inside, people carrying my rollator up the steps and then help me get up the steps to get inside, but it's not easy. So having a ramp is gonna be a wonderful thing, so. Yeah. So I don't know if we need to then have a phone call to Carmen's office about this. I mean, I think that I certainly expressed my rage in no uncertain terms, not directly, but indirectly, to her staff. And it wasn't necessarily a very professional way, but I did what I felt I had to do at the moment and expressed my desire for them to let Carmen know how upset I was. So maybe at this point we need to leave that alone. Because I agree with you, Richard. I think it was probably an oversight on their part for not making absolutely certain that it was accessible. But
I agree as well. I think we need to try to learn from it and move forward. I would find it hard to believe it was intentional.
yeah. Anyone else have any old or new business? Seeing none. Any announcements? Seeing, hearing none. We'll move on. Our next meeting will be January 4th, 2024. Probably still at 10:30 a.m. We have to.
Oh, Mary, it's
Yes,
Diane.
Diane.
I do have one announcement. Sadly, we are closing the Isabella Resource Center due to census reasons, and obviously any clients that are in the midst of working on something, we are making sure that all of that is handled properly, and we are going to be referring all clients to other not-for-profit senior resource centers in the community. But did want to share that was going to happen the last week of the year.
For those who don't know what the resource center entails, could you just?
Sure. Yeah, we did have bricks and mortar, and we closed it during COVID. Obviously, we couldn't keep it going, and then we went remote during COVID and have been working on a hybrid model off of the campus. We help eligible seniors or seniors with eligibility for Medicaid and other SNAP and other programs out there. So really to help people determine their eligibility, apply for eligibility, sign up for services, etc. So that's the role that was played by the Resource Center. Our NORC programs and our Isabella Center will not be affected by this, but I did want to share, since this group obviously operates in the space.
Okay. And I know that when I talked about the M3 bus, that was particularly related to the North, people that live in the North buildings up there on Fort George Hill and Fairview Avenue, because they came to us with the changes in that bus route. And the residents up there were very gung-ho and, getting together petitions and letters and all kinds of things, so they've gotten the feedback about it, so hopefully that will be approved by the MTA, so, just FYI.
Okay.
Okay, anyone else?
James has something, I think.
James, go ahead.
I have an announcement as well. Many of you may know that I am founder and member of Up Theater Company. And when COVID hit, we couldn't perform live, obviously, so we started doing radio plays. And we would adapt radio plays from the old time, 1930s and 40s. And we made our own radio series. And we were doing this detective series, Richard Diamond, one of these hard-boiled detective types. And we wanted to do their Christmas episode, but it was terrible. So I rewrote it myself. I am a playwright. And we did it, and it was really popular on, you can hear them on YouTube. And this particular one was the most popular. And so Mike Fiddleson at the Palace asked us to do a live version at the Palace, with the sound effects guy and everything. And we did it last year, and it was a big success, a lot of fun. It's free, it's accessible, there's refreshments, lasts about an hour. It's 7:00 on Wednesday, the 13th. And come on down. I'm going to send this to Kathy as well, and maybe she can post it in her weekly newsletter.
Yep.
Any questions about that? Okay. Thank you very much for allowing me this time.
Not a problem, and I signed up for it, actually.
Oh,
Got my
great. Thank
ticket
you.
reserved, so, yeah, excited about being able to at least attend something of what you are doing. Anyone else? All right, Richard,
Would you accept a motion to adjourn?
not yet.
Yes, that's why I made it a question.
In about a second, we can accept that. I just want to say that this will be our last meeting of the year, and I wanted to wish everyone happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, happy Merry Christmas, happy Kwanzaa, and hope everybody has healthy and happy holidays, and see you in the new year. Richard?
So moved.
So moved. Second to the motion to adjourn, James. Good. Thank you, everybody.
Happy holiday, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.